Welcome back to another episode of BBP News. It is Friday morning, so you know what that means. We are getting into another news episode. I am Chris Baker. As you may be aware, Nick Rod usually does the intros, but he unfortunately is off today. So getting right into the weather, in Los Angeles, California, it is partly cloudy, 76 with a sunny weekend. In Houston, Texas, it is mostly sunny, 90 with rain coming in this weekend. In Chicago, Illinois, it is sunny, 87, partly cloudy. And in New York City, it is raining, 77 with a mostly sunny weekend. The weekend's finally here, thank God. The week has been pretty quiet, I will give it that, but I am certainly glad the weekend's here. It's supposed to be a really nice weekend where I am, so maybe get some yard work, get things like that all done, because unfortunately, before we know it, winter will be here. And to be completely honest with you, I am not ready for the winter. I am slowly adjusting to the fact that fall is pretty much here. I know not until September 21st technically, but I mean, that's next Tuesday. Fall officially will be here. So it's fall time. The pumpkin flavored stuff's out. The leaves are starting to fall. Cooler temperatures. Fall's here whether we are ready for it or not. And I'm just not ready. I could do another 3 or 4 weeks of summer. I'm just saying. But that's how I'm feeling today. Usually I would ask Nick how he's feeling about life, but since Nick's not here, I can't really ask him. I mean, I could ask him, but that would be pointless at this point. So since Nick's not here, I guess we'll just jump right into the news. Over the weekend, like we told you on the Monday show, the first declassified report came out from the FBI. This is the first of expected to be many. On September 7th, the president ordered the Justice Department to start reviewing and declassifying the documents related to intelligence investigations surrounding the September 11th attacks. President Biden is saying Americans deserve to know what the government knows about that horrific day, while also not jeopardizing any national security. The 16-page document is the first in the series to be expected to come out. This is the report from the FBI to whether agents of the Saudi Arabia government provided any sort of support to the terrorists on 9/11. The report itself is heavily redacted, meaning large portions of this report is blacked out. It is protecting information like names of FBI personnel, classified intelligence, or information that came from a U.S. secret grand jury. The bottom line is this is a small victory for the victims of the 9/11 attacks. Many of these families believe the Saudi Arabia government aided with financial aid, logistics, and supported the terrorists while they were in the United States. In fact, they actually sued the Saudi Arabia government over it. For the rest of us, the document is sort of hard to understand, and it focuses on a single teeny tiny piece of the bigger 9/11 picture. At the end of the day, it is clear as of late 2016, the government was still actually investigating any potential ties between the two of the hijackers and who may have helped them after they arrived in the United States in 2000. So, like I said, that is the first declassified report that the FBI has released, and this is one of a series of reports that is expected to come out. So once the next report comes out, we will certainly be letting you know what the findings from that report is. Moving on to, if you're a struggling small business owner, I have some very important information to you. The Small Business Administration has extended another financial lifeline to help small business owners who have been struggling to stay afloat during the pandemic by improving its disaster loan program. The Economic Injury Disaster, also more popularly known as the EIDL, the terms are getting even sweeter. I will tell you all about those in a second, but for those of you who may not be aware of what EIDL is, it's a low-interest, fixed-rate, 30-year loan term that can be used for a variety of things. Working capital to make payroll, pay rent or mortgages, utilities, ordinary business expenses, and even pay down debt incurred at any time in the past or present. These loans have been available for more than a year, and here is where it's actually getting even better for small businesses. Originally, the maximum loan amount was $500,000, and now it is being raised to $2 million. The SBA is deferring the start of the repayment for 2 full years after origination of the loan. For the next 30 days, the Small Business Administration will continue to only approve and disperse loans of $500,000 or less, so small businesses have access to these loans. The loans that are up to $2 million will start being processed October 8th, and the program does end December 31st of this year, or whenever the money runs out, whichever comes first. We now have vaccine mandate deadlines for several branches of the U.S. military. Back in early August, the Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, made the announcement. The Army announced this week active duty service members must be fully vaccinated by December 15th, and all National Guard troops must be fully vaccinated by June 30th, 2022. Failure to do so, they could be facing penalties. The reasoning from the Army for those who refuse, they will have to consult with the chain of command, and if the soldiers refuse to consult with this after, it could result in administrative or non-judicial punishment under UCMJ. Soldiers will be able to request legitimate medical and religious or administrative exemptions with accordance with the existing Army regulation and policy. Soldiers with previous COVID-19 infections will not automatically be exempt from full vaccination, and commanders and commander sergeants and first sergeants who refuse vaccination will face immediate suspension from their leadership role if they don't have a pending or approved exemption. For soldiers that refuse vaccination that don't have a pending or accepted exemption will be reprimanded. The Air Force has given airmen and guardians until November 2nd to be fully vaccinated, and the Air Force Reserve and Air Force National Guard have until December 2nd to be fully vaccinated. The Navy has also said that they are giving their members 120 days from August 31st to be fully vaccinated. Looking at the child tax credit, just a reminder, if you are a parent with a qualifying child, you received another child tax credit payment on Wednesday. This is the third of 6 monthly payments of either $250 or $300 depending on your child's age. The August payment for a lot of you came in the form of paper checks, even though you were supposed to receive a direct deposit. The IRS said this is the result of an in-house glitch in the system. They say the issue was fixed for the September payment, so you should receive a direct deposit if you have in the past. These monthly payments will come to an end on December 15th unless Congress passes a new law to extend them. There currently is a proposal to do that included in the $3.5 trillion human infrastructure package that is currently making its way through Congress as we speak. President Biden is defending the nation's top general after calls are coming in for him to resign. A new book tells that Mark Milley, chair of Joint Chief of Staff, told China that the U.S. will not be going to start a war in the final months of the Trump administration. The former president and several Republicans are calling for his resignation. Critics say he went beyond his duty in civilian control of the military. The Pentagon says General Milley interactions with the Chinese military officials are just part of his normal interactions with global military leaders. But a new book says General Milley feared that former President Trump had, quote, gone into a serious mental decline in the aftermath of the election, end quote. He also said, quote, might go rogue and launch a missile against China, end quote. The authors write that which compelled Milley to reach out to China's top military leaders officials happened twice. The first time in October, and in January, right after the January 6th insurrection. Multiple Republican lawmakers say this was an effort to work around former President Trump and a reason why the general should resign before he faces some sort of military justice. But President Biden and his top aides are standing by the general. President Biden's press secretary Jen Psaki said,
"The president has complete confidence in his leadership, his patriotism, and his fidelity to our Constitution."
The Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin also expressed support for the general. Former President Trump calls it a fabricated and he never considered attacking China. These reports are coming out of a new book from Bob Woodward and Robert Caskill called Pearl. In the book, it also details former President Trump telling, at the time, Vice President Pence, if you don't overturn the election, they aren't friends anymore, after Trump told him that you were nothing and I made you something. This week, Apple released their new iPhone 13 and a few other products. Nick wrote an article on this of all the details and all of that, what you can expect from these new phones. You can check that out on Medium. But talking about prices for these new items, you can expect to pay for the iPhone 13 mini starting at $699 and the regular iPhone 13 at $799. The iPhone 13 Pro, you can expect to be paying $999 starting out, and for the iPhone 13 Pro Max, $1,099. There is a new iPad mini also available starting out at $499. And you can also expect to see a new iPad starting out at $329 as well. Like I said, Nick wrote a full report on Medium of everything that was unveiled in their big launch of the new items. When you can pre-order the new iPhones, all the specs, all the information you need to know about all the new Apple products. Getting into rapid news, gymnasts testified on Capitol Hill saying the FBI didn't protect them from Larry Nassar. To see a full report on what was said in the testimony, you can check out Nick's article available on Medium. A federal judge temporarily halted the requirement for medical workers to get vaccinated in the state of New York. To see more details on this and the ruling from the judge, check out my article, also available on Medium.
Hey guys, just Nick jumping in here with a quick editor's note. So this morning there will be an FDA advisory panel meeting talking about the Pfizer vaccine boosters and whether or not to approve them, and that event is public, so you can go and watch that yourself.
Now it's time for good news, and I know any regulars are actually expecting Nick to give the good news stories, but Nick is not here, as you probably could figure out by now, so I actually have a good news story that I would like to share with all of you. I think it's a pretty good news story. I think Nick, the editor, will be hearing this later, and he will approve of the good news story. We will find out Monday morning if he approved of it now. But a elderly deaf dog actually got out of its home, away from its owner, and came up missing, and this owner was also in her older stages of life as well. She started to freak out. Where did my dog go? As one would. Where's my dog? She's deaf. She's older. She needs me. I need her. And the community just rallied together to help try to find this dog. And everyone kept on hearing this dog barking, but it sounded like it was coming from every direction of this neighborhood. Well, come to find out, a kid found this dog in a storm drain, launched in there, stuck where she couldn't crawl out. So the fire department ended up having to come and rescue this dog, and the community ended up giving the firefighters and all the responders that came to this food, snacks, drinks. You think of it, it was kind of like they had their own little block mini party over the rescuing of this dog. Well, one firefighter said, if we had a skateboard, this might actually be a lot easier. We could get the dog onto the skateboard and slide him out through this storm drain. And a 6-year-old girl actually gave the fire department a skateboard of hers so they could get this dog out. Long story short, they finally got the dog out. The owner is very thankful to everyone in the community helped finding this dog, and then the fire department for actually rescuing this dog. And since then, she has actually replaced the 6-year-old's skateboard, and is very thankful for her offering the skateboard, and just very thankful all around for everyone coming together and helping her get her dog back. I think this is, a really great story because there's always so much negativity in neighborhoods. This person did this neighbor did that. And the neighborhood all just came together, everyone providing food for the first responders, everyone coming together to find this dog, a young girl volunteering her skateboard. So that is why I chose that good news story. I think the editor and Nick will approve of it. He will have to let us know Monday morning on if he approved of this good news story or not. But until Monday morning, make sure you follow us on BBP News official Twitter account for the latest 24-hour breaking news, so you are always in the know. Follow us on our personal accounts so you know what we are up to, and check out our Medium articles. We always discuss different topics than what is discussed here on the podcast. So until Monday morning, everyone, I hope you have a fabulous weekend, and I will talk to you Monday morning with hopefully Nick again.